Okay, here's the lower sideband filter out of the TR-4C that I just made a video on. You might remember the pitch between the sidebands was way off, and I attribute that to a bad crystal filter. Anyway, here is the lower sideband crystal filter. I made a little test fixture for it that I'll show you in a minute. But what I have is centered, the green line far on the right is 9 megahertz exactly. That's the center frequency of the IF. Marker A there, which is shown, is 8.999.70, or 300 hertz below the center frequency. And the purple line is marker B, and that's at 8997.6. So you have a total bandwidth of 2.1 kilohertz. Now the fixture I made, I did not compensate for any impedance mismatch. I wasn't concerned about ripple or insertion loss or anything else. All I was concerned about was how far off it is from the center frequency and what the skirts look like. And this one, the lower sideband filter, looks pretty good. So no problem. I can freeze it here, and I can turn the markers off and freeze it again, so you can see a little bit of what the response looks like, and it's not bad. Ignore all that waviness and ripple. All we're interested in is relative position to the center frequency and what the skirts look like. I made this little test fixture and just real quick, so it's not going to be perfect. And like I say, I didn't do any impedance matching at all, because that's not really necessary for what I want to accomplish. Anyway, let's zoom out a little bit and I'll show you the test setup. There's the old K3, which I'm using as a receiver, right at 9 megahertz. And here is my hokey little test setup. On the left we have a Palomar noise bridge, wideband noise generator, the little test fixture with the lower sideband filter installed in it. And the cable on the right goes to the receive antenna input of the K3. And the IF out of the K3 gives me the display on the pan adapter. So for all practical purposes, this is, a good enough characterization. Now, judging from this, I would say that lower sideband filter is A-OK. 2.1 kilohertz bandwidth. It's not very far off. It looks pretty good. But we're going to put the upper sideband filter in next and see what that looks like, using the exact same fixture and test procedure. So that'll be the next video. It'll take me a few minutes to get that together. And this is a new camera for me, so I have no idea how to edit videos and string them together. So it'll be two separate videos. You just have to bear with me. Anyway, lower sideband looks okay. It's not perfect, but it's okay. And we'll compare that to the upper sideband filter here in a few minutes. So stand by. I'll be back.